Welcome to the Giddy Goose Show, where stories come alive. Familiar with the pre-wedding jitters? Wondering if this really was you who proposed, or if this is a bad dream? In this episode, we present to you a radio play from our anthology, The One With, a tribute to the popular sitcom Friends. Based in Bangalore, this episode is called The One With a Photograph. Sit back and enjoy the Giddy Goose Show.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಮ್ಮು, ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೀಡ್ ಎನಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್. ಬಂದೆ 2 ನಿಮಿಷ. That was Ammu. Amma? I mean my mom. There's still half an hour before we need to leave for the Mantapa. For the wedding. My wedding. But there she is, losing her wits, huh? She gets nervous about time and I'm not going to give her any more reason to stress. More than she already is. But, yeah, I guess we have a little time, I guess, for... See, I mean, after all, I've already washed up, shaved, worn the panche as per her instructions, even applied some face cream from its familiar blue round container. I remember her giving a white dollop of it on my tiny palm as a kid. And she'd tell me, Putta, use your index finger to make tiny white spots. 2 on the forehead, 1 on the nose, another on the chin, and 1 each on the cheek. Matte, smear it with your fingers in a circular motion. Ashte. Ashte. Huh? You know, I wish Ammu could give me a simple solution for every challenge in life. Her way to give me advice is by means of stories. From her childhood, her youth, her friends, hobbies. You know, interestingly, despite her share of problems over the years, she never complains about them. Why? She tells me how Appa makes her feel safe, feel needed, and most of all, cherished. She tells me how much she loves this house. Our house in Mysuru, where she tells me she spent the best years of her life with Appa in bliss. Ammo. I wish I had such chats with Appa too, but Appa is more, he's not unapproachable, but just distant. Oh, I remember how uncomfortable he was giving me the birds and bees talk when I turned 14. So he was more awkward than I was. So when he heard the words, I know Appa, Ivella Bedi, he just sprinted out of the room. So of course it wasn't a surprise that I spoke to Ammu and not Appa when I finally decided to forego my bachelorhood. Oh, you should have seen the look on Ammu's face, huh? Priceless. Things moved quickly after that. It was scary. Just a couple of weeks later, I was meeting Kavya on our first date. An arranged one. Friends of family friends had introduced Appa to Kavya's father and well, you know, you can fill in the gaps. Somehow, our important conversations about career and aspirations, they kept getting sidetracked into chit-chat about street dosa, roadside shopping, rains, Dan Brown, superheroes, and tons of inconsequential stuff. I kept wondering why that happened. Days passed and I started to miss Kavya when we weren't texting, imagining my life with her, longing for... Had we just clicked like in the films? But my mind, kept trying to tally things on my perfect bride checklist, on which Kavya had not scored too well. The thought made me anxious. And then there was Ammu, bristling with energy, cooking one wonderful dish after another as if luring me to say yes. Her hope made me nervous. She would steal glances at Appa at the dinner table, issuing him silent signals. In response, he would simply roll his eyes and smile. How could they even talk without really talking? It was... Would I be able to make Kavya feel the same way Appa made Ammu feel? Safe, cherished. What if... I kept finding excuses to delay things. I wasn't ready. This had to wait. But then one of those days I ran into Appa in the study. Our eyes met and he waited for me to say something. He kept his gaze and then said gently, "Nodo putta, chinte madkobeda. It is okay to feel this way." At that moment, I knew that he had me all figured out. But how? I sat down next to him and I asked him, Appa, how do I know what's right? How did you know when it was... when you and Ammu... I mean... He just got up and left the room. Should I stay or should I follow him? I wondered. He returned a few moments later with a photograph in his hand. A black and white picture from the wedding album. He handed it to me and said, "Nodo, you'll feel it long before you know it." I might have looked lost because he proceeded to explain. The day I became a husband was the most stressful experience of my life. This picture, kano, it was taken just before the Muhurta. Standing here next to Kalyani, I was cursing myself. I am sorry, but that is how I felt at that time, kano. I thought I was making a big mistake. All I wanted to do was run away. We were practically two clueless kids being told to run our lives ourselves. I think we did okay there, alva. He winked at me and we were both laughing as he went on. The day you were born was the happiest day of our lives. As we watched you grow up, our pride kept growing too. The trophies, the MBA degree, MNC job, everything right out of a fairy tale. Our own fairy tale. His eyes were glittering with bits of moisture as he said, "But do you know what I admire about you the most? It is how you make decisions not only with your head, but also with your heart. And that is something, kano." Was it really Appa saying all this? My Appa, talking, so intimate and open, saying all those things. I felt it was... Had he just... Where had he... I was filled with so many... He patted my back once and left. But his words kept echoing in my ears. You'll feel it long before you know it. That evening at the dinner table, I told my parents my decision. And here I am today, dressed in this panche. Crazy, isn't it? Yeah, marriage is a gamble, people say, but I'm going all in on this bet. Am I nervous? Hell yes. But I'm excited too, hoping that this hand will play out well. I still don't know if this is the right thing for me, but I feel it. So, here goes nothing. Huh? Ammo, I'm ready.
I hope you enjoyed that radio play. In the next episode, we bring to you a surprise, another story, an unexpected twist, a thorough entertainer. See you soon.